Hello everyone, my name is Christine Epps representing the KGE Consulting Group for the employees about to go to Romania. Just wanted to give a quick presentation on just different things about Romania and what it's like. First of all, some goals for this presentation. Our goal here at the KGE Consulting Group is to make sure you are well informed about the country you will be working in. Today, I hope you learn a little bit of general information about Romania's history and culture based on Hofstede's value dimensions. We will also be giving out a few phrases in Romanian to help you communicate a little bit. There will also be some fun information about entertainment and tourism, and as well as some practical helps and tips on how to approach the business side in Romania. Just to give some background to where a lot of these people are coming from, history about Romanians. They suffered a lot from the Cold War, as well as communism. They had a dictator for a long time, and with that dictator came very extreme control over the resources they were given. Kaplan, in his book, said there were terrible conditions, hunger, and the atmosphere was just generally depressing when he landed there about 30 years ago. The hope was for this extreme control was to be able to export a lot of things to get rid of their debt in the hope of rising industrialization. However, I remember a friend actually that I know from Romania talking to me about this extreme control, and when she was in university, it was ridiculous how extreme they were about when you could go out, when you can study, when you could use the light to study, like candles or electricity. Which made it very hard for students, as you know. We don't always get to pick when we study, we just study, so it's very hard for them. So they're coming from a lot of suffering and a lot of control, a lot of rules, and kind of just hopelessness. So that's kind of their background. Things have gotten better, but that's still their background. And a lot of older people, I think especially, still have this all fresh in their mind. As far as the value dimension, it is almost exactly the opposite of the US, actually. As far as power distance, Romanians really respect that power is far away from the common man, while as that is not a very well-known view in the US, as we have this belief that anyone can do anything, including be in high government or high authority. So that's pretty opposite. Individualism, don't think I need to explain this too much. It's very low in Romania. They rely on each other a lot, family unit, cling together, as the country has had a lot. You really can only cling to each other if you have nothing else going for you, really. And individualism is very high in America. We're always independent, very do-it-yourself, don't rely on others in the work environment as well as just in life in general. This next phrase, if the country tends to be more masculine or more feminine point of view, needs some explanation. The masculine point of view is that to be the best at everything. That's what drives you. Competition is what drives you to do better in the workplace, in life, in relationships, whatever. Whereas the feminine point of view is more of quality of life, striving for quality of life rather than being the best. Romania, as can be expected from their history, has more of a feminine sort of view of wanting quality of life over being the best, as they have not had great quality of life as in general until recently, whereas America strives, again, independent, being the best, being individual. Uncertainty avoidance. Romania avoids uncertainty. They have had a lot of rules in the past, so even though they were extreme and probably not very healthy, that's what they're used to. So uncertainty is they like to avoid it. America does not really care to avoid it, which makes sense as we just kind of do what we want and kind of see uncertainty more as a thrill, I think, than a thing to avoid. In indulgence, Romania is low. They have not had enough opportunity, I don't think, to be able to indulge in things. That's very low, and in America it's pretty high indulgence of just, we have pretty much whatever at our fingertips for the most part, even the poorer among us, I think. Moving on to Romanian communication. Romanian is the official language of Romania, and it's spoken by 91% of the population, which is quite a bit of the population. However, they are often familiar with English, French, Italian, German, and Spanish. And in fact, Romanian language itself, there's a lot of familiar words from, I believe, Spanish language and Italian language. So a lot of people recognize some certain phrases. Some phrases in Romanian include Ce mai faci? How are you? Bună dimineața? Good morning. Bine, mulțumesc. It means I'm fine, thanks. Nu is no. Da is yes. And specifically for business, nonverbal communication behaviors are important, like eye contact, posture, and being well dressed. It is a very contact culture where they are more likely to be close to you and speaking to you, and really look at your nonverbals, your posture, to see if you should be respected, or soccer is as far as Romanian popular culture, soccer is considered the favorite sport. They also play basketball, tennis, and handball. The capital, Bucharest, and some of the other major cities have theaters, opera houses, and the like. As far as some more touristy things, they have a beautiful monastery called the Veranet, which has beautiful hand-painted pictures that we'll see on the next slide. Also, the common cable satellite TV has now become more popular, and since Romania does not really have too many people making shows, it's often mainstream modern shows in their language. Also, some other touristy spots are Peli's Castle, Grand Castle, Palace of the Parliament, the Danube River, and the Black Sea. As you see here, that's the monastery I was just talking about. Beautiful hand-painted pictures and portraits, I believe, of the saints or apostles. Very beautiful. And in the right-hand corner, that's the symbol for the soccer team of Romania. Switching gears a little bit to Romanian business. Again, 91% of the population speaks Romanian, so it's good to know a little bit of that when going in. And they are contact culture, so don't be shy about handshakes or hugs when appropriate. And don't be surprised if they are pretty friendly and close with you. Quick tips for doing business. Polite. They really respect people who are very calm and in conflict and respectful to you. Be sure to shake hands and respectfully greet people. And part of that respectfully greet people is to review personal titles in Romanian, like the Romanian equivalent of the English Mr., Miss, Mrs. They really look at that as respectful. And I also have found that when you keep things calm in relationships, contracts can be made. So please keep calm if there's ever conflict, and just be quick to be easygoing. So as a review of this presentation, the Romanians have had a rocky past with communism's control. So just keep that in mind when communicating with them. However, despite this, they are a warm culture. So try to have a balance of respectfulness and friendliness when interacting with people. Do you have many sites to visit, monasteries and opera houses, but as well as many modern common activities, TV, soccer, and just hanging out with friends, that type of thing. Overall, don't be afraid to make friends with them and explore the areas around you and really get to know just the different city you happen to be in or the people around you. And I think typically people tend to be pretty forgiving when trying to learn different language, so be pulled in that area. Here are my APA citations for the Romanian culture. And thank you for listening to my presentation on Romania, and I hope you learned a lot.